Ria, you're late. I wonder what took you so long. I'm so sorry I'm so late. The traffic was too much. Let me guess. You got bumper to bumper traffic. No. Still not moving at all. You mean it was a total gridlock there? Ah, I see. Well, you should try leaving earlier to beat the traffic. That's the reason my commute is smooth sailing most of the days. Alright, come quickly in the conference hall. I need you to work on certain aspects before the meeting begins. Boss, I would need a cup of coffee before I can function. And maybe a lesson on using these phrases to talk about traffic woes. How does that sound? Interesting. I'll definitely teach you the phrases that you can use to talk about your traffic woes on your commute to work. Hey there, welcome to Fluency Goals. I'm Mandeep, your English coach, and today we are going to discuss and learn about the phrases that can be used to talk about traffic on your way, on your commute to work. And these phrases can be quite handy while expressing your traffic woes to your colleagues or people around you. Now stick to the end of this lesson because in the end I have included a very interactive and a very engaging quiz that can help you in assessing your understanding and the usage of these phrases in real life. So let's dive into the lesson. The number one and very commonly used phrase is stuck in a traffic jam. So use this phrase whenever you are talking about the traffic that is moving at a very slow pace or not moving at all. So when you feel that you are stuck and you cannot move around that traffic, then you can use this phrase. Nothing is more frustrating than being stuck in a traffic jam when you are already running late. I was stuck in a traffic jam for an hour this morning. Number two is a word that can be used to talk about the traffic situation where it is at a complete rest, at a complete halt and comes to a standstill. That is gridlock. So use it as a collocation, something that causes a gridlock like the accidents or an overturning of vehicle on the road. So you can say something like the accident caused a gridlock on the highway. So this is when something causes a gridlock, causes the traffic to come to a standstill. But there are some roads or some areas where the traffic is mostly on a standstill or on a very slow pace during the rush hours or due to some reasons. Like the city center is always in a gridlock during the rush hour. So always in gridlock or mostly in gridlock, these are the collocations that can be used here. Or you can also say something like when there is a gridlock. It's always better to take a bike or a walk when there is a gridlock on the main roads. Or public transport like metros or tube is always the best option when there is a gridlock on the main road. The next phrase that we have is bumper to bumper traffic. Bumper to bumper traffic. So when the cars are closely packed together and they are touching each other's bumper and the traffic is moving at a snail's pace. So both of these terms can be used interchangeably to talk about the traffic that is moving very slowly or not moving at all. I hate driving during holidays. It's always bumper to bumper traffic everywhere. We spent 2 hours on bumper to bumper traffic on our way to airport. Now, talking about bumper to bumper traffic, a similar phrase that can be used here is crawling traffic. Crawling, remember, if you walk or if you run, then you are faster. But if you start crawling, then your speed also slows down. So crawling traffic is that kind of traffic where walk might feel faster than the actual moving of the vehicles. You can say something like traffic was crawling today, So it took forever to reach home. Even though it was early, the traffic was still crawling on the highway. Now, sometimes the traffic comes at a complete standstill and it is not moving at all, and especially the construction works or the mishaps, accidents, they cause the traffic to come at a complete standstill. So then you can use this phrase, at a standstill. The construction work ahead left the entire street at a standstill. Remember to use the preposition at a standstill here, at a standstill. Or if you are trying to say that something is the reason for this halting of traffic, you can say it in a manner like the accident brought a complete standstill. So it's understood that the complete standstill is of traffic. So brought a complete standstill. Now the coming up phrases can be used to talk about rush hours or your commutes. So here is the first one, smooth sailing. So when you want to convey the idea that you didn't catch enough traffic and it was a good commute for you, you can say that my commute to work was smooth sailing. Or you can say something like, I leave early in the morning, so my commute to work is usually smooth sailing. Now another phrase here is beat the traffic. Beat the traffic. Use this phrase whenever you want to talk about taking an alternate route in order to avoid the traffic, or you are leaving earlier so that you do not catch the traffic. I left early to beat the traffic. If you want to beat the traffic, you should leave before 7 a.m. I always check Google Maps to find a way to beat the traffic. But let's be honest, many a times we consult Google Maps and we end up taking an alternate route to beat the traffic, but it turns out to be a detour nightmare. So there you can use this phrase, detour nightmare. Detour means going on an alternate route that you were supposed to take. So when things don't turn out the way you would like them and the alternate route turns out to be rather slower than the original route, then it turns into a detour nightmare. I took an alternate route after consulting the GPS, but the narrow lanes turned out to be a detour nightmare. The next phrase is rush hour madness. Rush hour madness. Use this phrase to talk about all that madness that is surrounded around the office hours, especially in the morning and the evening when everybody is just rushing to their work and they are in total hurry. So the traffic during these peak hours tends to become chaotic. I live in Delhi and I hate the rush hour madness in this city. Rush hour madness means I have to leave an hour earlier for work. Remember, many a times when you go on highway and you look at the other side of the road, you see that the cars are lined up till miles. So that time you can use this phrase, traffic is backed up. So that means heavy congestion of traffic and cars are just backed up over a long distance. The highway is backed up for miles. I took a different route today because I heard the main road was backed up. The next phrase is my daily grind. Now use this phrase to talk about the situations that are not pleasant and that are very forced and frustrating, but you have to go through them every day, like your commute to work. And it can be used not only to discuss traffic but about all the tasks that you have to do and they are frustrating for you, but you have to do these tasks as a part of your everyday routine. My daily grind includes an hour-long commute in crazy traffic. Dealing with traffic every day is just a part of daily grind. The next phrase is very interesting. It is packed like sardines. Packed like sardines. Sardines are the small fish that are found in ocean and they are often packed and canned in huge quantities and they are tightly packed. So use this phrase to talk about situations when people are squeezed together, especially in public transport like metro, tube, or public buses. I barely got on the train. It was packed like sardines. Rush hour buses are always packed like sardines. Now, I like the use of next phrase. It can be used a lot to discuss everyday traffic situation, that is stop and go traffic. So this phrase is appropriate to be used for the traffic situations where the traffic moves a little, then again it comes to a standstill, moves a little, again it comes to a standstill. So that is stop and go traffic. My feet and my car's brake get a workout in stop and go traffic. So that is a humorous way of saying that the brakes are getting a workout there. Of course, the feet also they get their workout balancing between clutch brake, right? The stop and go traffic today made my drive feel twice as long. The next is road rage. You must have seen the drivers getting quite impatient, and often they end up yelling at each other or honking horns and indulging in traffic behavior that is quite reckless. That kind of behavior can be termed as road rage. And often it is the traffic chaos and the traffic woes that cause road rage. He honked his horn and yelled at another driver. That's classic road rage. Road rage is common among people when they are stuck for hours in traffic. Okay, now is the time to take the quiz to check your understanding. Which phrase can be used to describe a situation when cars are very closely packed together and they are moving very slowly? Yes, it's bumper to bumper traffic. If a road is in a gridlock, it means no cars can move and the traffic is completely stuck. The phrase beat the traffic means avoid traffic by leaving early or take an alternate route. Which phrase describes a situation when traffic moves a little, then stops, then moves a little and stops? Stop and go traffic. I'm sure you did wonderfully there. And if you have enjoyed this lesson, please don't forget to hit that like button and show your love by leaving a comment under this video. Your comments provide a lot of motivation as well as the feedback to me to improve further. Don't forget to share this video with your friends if you feel that it's a value addition to their learning. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then please hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get the notifications. I'll see you with another video lesson. Till then, happy learning.